I was cleaning out my late grandmother's attic, a place I'd always been told was off-limits. The air was thick with dust and the smell of mothballs, the only light filtering in from a single grimy window. Tucked away in a far corner, beneath a pile of yellowed linens, I found an old, locked wooden chest. My grandmother, a woman of meticulous habits and quiet secrets, had never mentioned anything like it. Curiosity gnawed at me, and after a frantic search, I found a small, tarnished key hidden inside a chipped porcelain doll. With trembling hands, I turned the key. The lock clicked open, and I lifted the heavy lid. Inside, nestled amongst dried flowers and faded photographs, was a single, leather-bound journal. The pages were brittle with age, filled with elegant, spidery handwriting. It was my grandmother's. As I began to read, I realized this wasn't a diary of daily life, but a chilling account of something far more sinister. She wrote of a presence in the house, a shadow that moved just beyond her peripheral vision, a cold whisper that echoed in the empty rooms. She detailed rituals, desperate attempts to ward off an entity she called the Watcher. The entries grew more frantic, more terrified as the years passed. She wrote of a chilling game of hide-and-seek where the Watcher would leave subtle signs, a rearranged object, a door left ajar, a single black feather on her pillow. She wrote about her fear for my mother, her daughter, the fear that this entity would one day claim her too. The last entry was dated just a week before my mother was born. It simply read, "It's found a new vessel." It wears my face. I slammed the journal shut, my heart pounding against my ribs. My grandmother had died peacefully in her sleep, a gentle old woman who baked cookies and knitted sweaters. But this journal. It painted a picture of a woman tormented by something unspeakable. As I stood there, a sudden chill swept through the attic, colder than any draft. The single light bulb flickered violently. Then from the hallway below, I heard it, a soft, rhythmic thudding, like a child's toy bouncing. Thud, pause, thud, pause. It sounded chillingly like the sound my own daughter made when she played with her favorite black feather boa. My blood ran cold as I remembered the doll, the one with the chipped face, sitting on the shelf just outside the attic door. Its painted eyes seemed to follow me. I backed away from the chest, my breath catching in my throat. I hadn't heard that thudding sound in years, not since my daughter was very small and had her own imaginary friend. A friend my grandmother had always seemed to tolerate with an unnerving, knowing smile. I ran down the stairs, the journal clutched tight. My daughter was playing in the living room, her back to me, her small hands moving rhythmically. Beside her, on the floor, lay a single, pristine black feather. It looked exactly like the ones described in the journal. I opened my mouth to call her name, but no sound came out. The air in the room had suddenly grown heavy, and from the corner of my eye, I could swear I saw the shadow of a woman, her face a perfect, chilling replica of my own, watching us from the doorway. The journal entry echoed in my mind, "It wears my face." I fled the house that day, leaving everything behind. I never went back. I don't know what happened to my daughter or if she was ever truly mine. Sometimes, late at night, when the wind howls just right, I think I hear a familiar, rhythmic thudding, and I wonder if the Watcher ever truly needed a vessel or if it simply learned to share.